This mini-series is brought to you by the Animates Patreon. If you want to get access to ad-free episodes, videos, and more, check out patreon.com/Animates. Well, howdy cowboys, cowgirls, cowtheys, cowthems, and every other cowpoke in between. Welcome to the penultimate episode of our Cowboy Bebop watch-through series. My name is Mackenzie, joined by my lovely co-host Lindsay.
Hi, y'all.
Now, Mac, you might ask, where was the cowboy pun you usually intro Lindsay with? Well, you see, folks at home, I had to save that pun for today's special guest. Introducing the boot-scootin' boogie and guitarist and vocalist of Canadian post-punk band Brain Bend, Nate Isles.
Hell yeah.
Yeehaw! Welcome to Big Shot Post-Punk Tunes. I'm gonna tell you all about it this time. Yeehaw! Titties on horses. Fuck yeah. All right, yeah, I'm Nathan. Hi,
Oh
what's
my
up?
gosh.
I'm the Big Shot.
Hell
Welcome to
I'm
the
gonna
show,
call
yeah.
me Big Shot today. I don't. That's how I'm feeling.
Could also call you
Oh my
Niles. Has
gosh.
anyone ever done that?
Oh my god! So I started a new job back in January, and my work email is Niles because it's like the whole company is first letter of your first name and your last name.
Ugh,
And the amount of
I hate
people I
when they
have
do
to
that.
like softly
Man.
correct on that. And I have this one artist I work with, and he always sends a little picture of Niles from Frasier with a cowboy hat on every time we trade emails, even though he knows my goddamn name. And here we are. So
That's a true friend right there.
yeah.
Man, I never put that together, and we've been friends for how long? Until Mac just sent me that right now before we started recording it. I was like, oh yeah, I guess Niles Crane, yeah.
Yep.
Now, I have been told you are quite the Cowboy Bebop fan.
Yeah. It's I mean, what do they say in those fucking stupid Marvel movies? It's a canon moment for me. This show. Can I talk about why I like the show so much? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Hell yeah, go for
absolutely.
it.
I literally early in the pandemic had TikTok and saw a reel that had the theme song Tank by
Oh,
Seatbelts.
so
right?
good.
And immediately I was like, what the hell is that? Right? And it was like Cowboy Bebop. I was like, that sounds cool. I had literally never watched an anime show before ever in my life. But like and I'm as you know, as a musician. So like the strength of that song alone. And I watched the intro for it on YouTube and I was like, holy shit, I have to order this on Blu-ray or something. Like I have to watch this show. That's all it took. And I watched it while I was watching it, ordered the movie that we're going to talk about today. Watch that like in the chronological order of like, because it's between episodes 23 and 24, I think, right?
Yeah,
I thought it was
22 and 23.
22, 23. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was just like, it's just such a, there's two things I really love about Bebop. One is like, it's such an interesting like Eastern take on like Western stuff. You know what I mean? It's like Kung Fu and like, Westerns and everything noir, right? And on top of that, it's just like really fucking cool. And unfortunately, I'm really shallow, and the media I intake has to be really fucking cool. So, and yeah, and it has great music. I have 2 Bebop soundtracks on vinyl now. One of them from that god awful Netflix show, but there was good music. There was new Seatbelts music in it, so it was worthwhile. Yeah, no, I love this show. This show got me into what your entire podcast is about. Like as a dude I think I was 29 when I watched it, like pretty late to the party with anime, but this show sold me on it.
Same here. Cowboy Bebop's pretty great.
It's kind of one of the things that a lot of people are getting into, because when I was a kid, if you were into anime, it was like, that was like outcast shit. But now you get kids, like even in high school, like the cool kids on the basketball team are repping like anime shirts and like know everything there is about like their favorite series and stuff. And it's like, it's never too late, age-wise or even just timeline-wise, to finally like let it really seep into your bones.
Literally. I was just recently in school with a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds, and they don't care about Marvel or Star Wars. They're all into anime and video games. That's their shit. Like that's the next wave that we're going to see in like Hollywood. And
Hell yeah.
also this show gets hella existential, but it's also goofy as hell, which I just love. So
Yeah. I mean,
it does have those really interesting peaks and valleys in terms of mood and stuff and tone.
yeah, you go from like, oh, I'm Spike and I'm ready to die at all points, to just Ed being like, I'm a goofy little bastard.
I love Ed. Oh my gosh. Who's your favorite character, Nate?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I find Spike Spiegel so interesting. It's just really interesting. And I want to hang out with Jet Black. So, and I have
And you
a
want
crush
to date Faye.
and I want to date Faye, and I want to like eat noodles with Ed, and I own a dog that's a lot like Ein. So
Yeah,
I
Bowie
guess
is
my
a lot
answer is
like
all of them. I don't know. They're all really cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm also like, because I was big
Fair.
into Firefly when I was younger, and like this show has supplanted any love I had for Firefly, because it's basically Firefly, but like way fucking cooler. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Now, here's an important question, though. Are there other women from this show that you would also have a crush on?
I mean, the Big Shot Bounty Hunter girl.
Judy or whatever her name is? I think?
Oh, Judy, yeah.
She's smoking.
Yep.
She's smoking.
For me, this movie with Elektra.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you would love Elektra.
Elektra's a babe. The first girl from the first episode, the one dating Asimov. God, what's her name?
Oh, the one, she was inspired by Selma Hayek, right?
Yeah.
The trucker lady is pretty badass.
I love the trucker lady.
Yeah.
Lindsay loves the trucker lady.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's very like Pam Grier vibes. It's cool as hell.
Now we before we started recording, we talked about how you've also seen Evangelion as well. Is there other anime that you've seen since getting into Bebop that has been quite as intriguing for you?
Well, the drummer in my band, I know for a fact, and you're gonna laugh your ass off at this, Mac. I mentioned I'm getting into Bebop. He goes, we're at practice. He goes, man, you ever heard of a show called Fooly Cooly?
Oh, FLCL, yeah.
And
oh, I want to see this show.
yeah, and I assume you've seen it, Mac, right? At least season 1.
Yes.
He brought over the Blu-ray, and we spent a weekend watching it.
Oh, man.
Like, no words. I don't know. He didn't warn me at all for what that show would be whatsoever. It's really good, but it's just like one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I was like, you should watch Dead Leaves,
I was about to
because
say
I feel
the
like it would be
same
in the same. I think it's from the same people who worked on FLCL did Dead Leaves, I think, before it.
Probably.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's on Tubi. You should watch it.
Hell yeah. And then I've worked my way through all like the boarding, like sign-in classics, like Perfect Blue, Paprika. Really like Akira. I love that movie.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Funny
yeah.
the story of the Akira, when I watched it, I torrented it, and then I was watching, like, I didn't know this, there's 2 English dubs of it, right?
Yes.
So I was watching, like, the newer, because everyone online was like, the newer one's better. So I was watching the new one on a torrent, but then my file was corrupted halfway into watching it, and I was, like, desperate to, it was right when his arm gets all fucked, and it's all, like, really body horror-y, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then I just went and torrented another one, and it was the old dub. And going from the new dub to the old dub, like, halfway into the movie was just, like, so jarring in a way that's, like, I can't even describe. And I actually had a hilarious experience rewatching the movie today, because I own it on Blu-ray. I've seen it a few times. I'm currently like at a friend's house, so I had him download it for me and put it on his Plex. And he downloaded the Japanese version with no subtitles by accident. So,
oh no!
And I've never used Plex, so Plex has this feature where you can go and like download subtitles from the internet. So I downloaded one, but it was like poorly synced. So it was like every time someone spoke, the subtitle would come up like a second later. And then halfway in, like around the time they're in the train and they're shooting each other, and he holds Spike, like Victor holds Spike outside the train, the subtitles just stopped. So then it just became like an audio-visual experience for me. Because unfortunately, I don't know Japanese at all.
No, me neither.
That's totally fair. Now, in anime history, a lot of stuff gets redubbed. Evangelion has 2 different dubs. Most things that are popular tend to have a shitty dub from like really like Dragon Ball has like, and Dragon Ball Z have like 12 different dubs.
Yeah.
There's like the golden one, and then there's just like the other ones.
Yeah, and like my rule of thumb is I'll just look online and see what all the weebs say. I'm like, should I watch the subs or the dubs? Like when I was working my way through the Ghibli movies, I watched Nausicaa with the dub. And then and I watched this video online, this guy talking about how like up until about Spirited Away or so, every English dub of a Ghibli movie had a lot of the soundscape like ruined. Like Disney would like insert a lot of stock music and stuff because there's a lot of silence in those movies, intentionally so, and that sucked. So then I watched all the rest, at least for my first watch through, with the subs, which was awesome. But then with Bebop, like it's so Western, it's so like Western oriented, and it's so like indebted to like Kung Fu. Well, Kung Fu is not Western, but you know what I mean? Like it's like, well, Westerns in general, noir, etc. And like the voice cast is just so good, I think, for the English version.
Oh my gosh, I love
Bebop.
the voice cast.
It's one of those dubs where like you really enjoy listening to that dub, because there's a lot of real bad dubs out there. We started Evangelion in Japanese with subtitles, but we had to swap to dub because it was too much for Lindsay to keep up with.
I missed 2 really big plot points in one episode in regards to like Adam and the second impact and stuff like that, and we just had to switch over to dub so that I could like actually properly take it all in.
It was funny though watching this with these like badly synced subs from Plex, which might have been bad at all, but like one of my favorite lines in this movie is when Spike goes, "I love a girl who can kick my ass." Right? Yep. But the sub said, "Tough girls are my type." What the fuck? Like and the voice actor's really good. Like the Japanese voice actors are very good, but like the translation I was watching was like really, really not it at all.
No, it was probably a fan sub, Retro stuff especially is almost all fan subs from like really like niche things. Not that this is niche, sorry, but like for us, you gotta like if you torrent stuff, sometimes it comes with the file for the subtitle separate.
Yeah.
And there's like multiple options sometimes, and it's like you have to go on Google and be like, okay, which company, and by company I mean which group of fans in the 90s was the best.
We kind of forget.
And then sometimes
how good
they
we
add
have
little
it.
footnote. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I always hear these war stories from like, you always had that friend who had the brother who's like in his 20s smoking weed, like with a Scarface poster up, and like they were the first wave of Western anime fans, and it was like it was a lot of that. It was like fan translations or like shitty, like the first Acura dub, like done in a closet for $5,000, right? Like yeah. It's I watched.
Nobody really understood how to properly act for voice and stuff like that.
They're just saying words, right? And they're also directly translating a lot of the Japanese, which does not directly translate, right? I one of my favorite anime films is Lupin the Third, Hayao Miyazaki's first film.
Yeah.
I almost brought that, but
really
I
good.
didn't.
It's really good. It might be my favorite movie of his. Like, I think I like it. Well, I don't know. Princess Mononoke slaps, but anyways, the English stuff for that is like that. It's just really, really not good. It's really like it's like me talking right now, but all the characters sound like that.
Yeah, Ghibli. Miyazaki sent Ghibli a sword being like, stop fucking with my shit.
Yeah.
And
the
they
example I saw was like, it was with Castle in the Sky. There's a wide shot in Castle in the Sky where it's just silence and like people fighting. You just hear swords and shit, right? It's very intentional. And then Disney, when they did their redub, they added like this generic, like just orchestral music over top of it. Because they're like, people can't handle silence. Like they need to like be stimulated every 5 seconds. And it sucks.
Yeah. Well, speaking on Cowboy Bebop and music, this film wildly different in the way it goes about his music.
Yeah.
It's not just a jazz soundtrack.
It's like Arabic.
No, there's a lot. Yeah.
There's like rock songs, there's pop songs, there's a bunch of different music that happens throughout it that is such a change from your standard Cowboy Bebop.
I liked the ending credit song. It made me think of it was very like Brittany Howard, Jack White almost, and it's kind of like jazzy rock. But it was really cool, and I thought it was like a very interesting departure from what we've normally heard.
Yeah, but it picks like the right moments for the sick jazz to kick in, like right when they fight in the hospital for the first time, and during the like semi-climactic, like right before the duel and the pumpkins and shit. Man, this movie's weird. It's kind of in the pantheon of Bebop. This one's a weird one story-wise, but like it's still good.
I was like, I don't know, the mushroom one was pretty pretty.
Oh
weird.
yeah, Mushroom Samba. Oh, awesome.
That's like my favorite episode.
It's great. But the song that kicks in when they're in their like space battle is like one of my favorite seatbelt jams ever.
That one was really cool.
I think it's all 7 minutes or something. I can't remember, but
yeah. There's a couple songs. There's one song. I don't think it overtakes the one song from the episode with. Oh, I'm running a blank. I'm not even gonna try. Here's the big change with this movie. This one got a fucking budget.
Holy moly, did it ever! That like broom
shows.
fight is insane. It's
the broom fight's
so
sick.
cool. Oh my gosh.
The opening grocery store like fist fight is one of my favorite like fist fights in any.
That one is also really great.
When he hits the streamer and then kicks him in the fucking face like immediately while we're in the headphones, I'm like, oh, inject this into my veins. I love it.
It was excellent. And just just how nonchalant he is walking in, being like, I don't give a fuck, and then just like kicks everybody's ass.
It's that classic Spike Spiegel kind of way.
Man.
It's going to be hard watching the final 4 episodes after jumping to the movie to keep with like the timeline of things, because everything in this movie is so smooth and the backgrounds are like on crack for the amount of effort that went into them.
Yeah, well, and it has cinematography. It's got like snap zooms and panning shots, and it's really. I mean, I think I read an interview somewhere with Shinichiro Watanabe was saying how like he envisioned every episode of Bebop as like a film. It's very like cinema oriented, but he actually got the budget and like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to do it this time.
Oh yeah,
and real took advantage of it. It's cool. It's also like because this came out after the show ended, right?
Yes.
So it's interesting. I'm not spoiling anything because I assume you haven't seen it, Lindsay. But like,
I have not. We have not seen the last. So,
but it's like. I don't know. It's a very odd experience because I watched this after I finished the show, and you'll see what I mean when you finish the show. But it's like it's kind of like odd and it makes it more like I don't want to say anything else. Never mind.
Yeah, don't spoil anything there.
With Evangelion, when we ended it, I was like, "What is even going on?" And then we watched the end of Evangelion. And I was like, "Okay, if this had been placed before that final 2 episodes or whatever, I think it would have made my viewing experience better because it would have kind of given me more context. Whereas, yeah, the end of it was just a bunch of crazy, weird clapping in a dark room, So
Now,
This I was also reading online. This was nominated for some animated awards, like not an Oscar or anything, but it's just one of these random like Saturn awards or whatever, and it lost to Finding Nemo.
oh yeah, I saw that too.
imagine losing to like an animation award for like animation quality to Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
I would be, because like at first I was kind of worried that the enhanced the enhanced visuals would fuck up the experience of like Cowboy Bebop, like it just in general as like as just like a series and a show, but it really doesn't. It just makes me crave more of it because like the shadowing on it is so enhanced that like the first time I see like the first time you really get to see it is with what's his name, Jet, and they're on the Bebop, and I just like my brain was like, whoa, Jet is detailed.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I mean, when they walk in the grocery store, you can like read every label. Like, it's crazy.
And the most
that was really cool,
beautifully hand drawn.
Of course.
Beautifully hand drawn
it's so
animation.
stunning.
And I was just they released footage of the new King of the Hill reboot coming out.
Yes.
And it's clearly done digitally. It looks like almost like Newgrounds Flash animation. It's just so like not fluid. And I love King of the Hill. I watch it like it's like my comfort show.
Yep.
And that show is so hand drawn and like smooth and it's low fidelity, but it's beautiful looking. King of the Hill is actually my favorite anime. I don't know if I told you that, but
Lindsay, this is a real thing. It is a lot of people's favorite anime.
But isn't it American?
Lindsay, in the world of how we debate sub and dub.
Okay.
King of the Hill is like Japan's Evangelion from America. It is huge in Japan.
Why? Nobody knows. It just is.
I'm gonna hazard a guess. I've heard about this and I've seen the memes. I'm well up on my memes. I'm gonna hazard a guess that I just don't think anything could possibly be more otherworldly to someone living in like Tokyo, let's say, than suburban Texas in the 90s.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, do you think
it's
maybe it's like a I don't know, like a stereotypical idea of what America and like Western culture is like? And then
Maybe,
just kind of
I just can't wait for Japan to get a hold of Daria.
oh man.
Or
I
Big
actually
Mouth.
never watched Daria. Oh my gosh, Big Mouth. Good lord.
I hate that fucking show.
It's a show.
It's a show. I think the most important thing about the animation quality changes in the budget are the fact that Ed gets to be even more Jello-like.
Yeah, they have no bones. No joints, just Jello. It's great.
This reminds me, so the shot when Ed's walking around the city, at one point in the background, I saw the WcDonald's logo.
Yes.
Is this a thing in a lot of anime, like the WcDonald's, WcDon? Because like I remember a couple of years ago, there was a promotion at McDonald's with a bunch of anime shit on it, and it had WcDonald's sauce. And like, is this the legally distinct way that they include McDonald's in these shows, or I don't?
I mean, that
am
makes
just tripping?
sense.
I don't know.
So, yes, WcDonald's is a part. It is the fictional version of McDonald's in anime.
Okay.
Fun fact: it first appeared in 1983 in an anime I love that Lindsay actually introduced me to, Cat's Eye, which is a spy anime.
Oh yeah.
And now it's been in like over 100 different anime as WcDonald's. And there's even a McDonald's page on their official website for WcDonald's.
Damn.
Interesting.
Well, and that sauce was really good, I remember. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
This is great.
They even have Sorry, what?
I was like, what did the sauce taste like? I'm trying to even imagine what like an anime themed sauce would taste like.
it was like a Thai sweet chili kind of thing. It was really good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With
that
chicken
makes sense.
nuggets, it was great.
Oh man.
So just for the folks at home, WcDonald's isn't like there's an anime series that you can watch with episodes titled The Race to WcDonald's, Love from Across the Booth, WcDonald's Space Frontier 3000, and The Wisdom of the Sauce. There's a manga and an animated thing that you can watch.
Is it sponsored by McDonald's?
Yeah, McDonald's made it.
That's so random.
This is low key brilliant to them. It's
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
it is.
yeah.
It's yeah. So
Man.
McDonald's is a legitimate thing within anime history, and McDonald's loves their anime now too. Like they make posts on Twitter about anime. They had the Evangelion thing recently. They love
Did
it.
I'm
they?
telling you,
Oh,
man.
they did.
Zoomers love anime. Zoomers love it. And
Well, it's
Gen
also,
Alpha's
like,
cooked,
K-pop
so they
music,
probably will
too.
love it too. And they love K-pop. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because they had the BTS. Oh my gosh, which makes me feel like such a hipster because I liked BTS like 10 years ago when they debuted.
Oh.
That was when I went through my K-pop phase.
Mm.
Well, it's just so interesting because I'm I'm 32, and so like I'm firmly a millennial, and yeah, like young boys in my age bracket, like if you're my age, you either are super into anime because you caught the bug of like Dragon Ball Z or whatever when you were in or Pokemon
That's
in
me.
high school, or you didn't. Like it just missed me. Like I just grazed me. I like dodged it out of the way, right?
Yeah.
And now it's just so accessible because that was like
Yeah.
that was the most polished and like sellable anime you could throw on like YTV or whatever back in the day, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's just like you're going to Hot Topic and there's fucking
Demon Slayer shirts and stuff.
Demon Slayer shirts, yeah, or My Hero Academia shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Nope, for sure,
Yep.
for sure. Now, getting on with Cowboy Bebop here. This movie is real fucking dark compared to... There's a lot of dark stuff in the TV show, but this movie's real fucking dark.
What? You mean Spike talking about not caring if he lives or anything like that in it? And all that fun stuff is dark? No.
Yeah. Well, and consider this came out in 2001. And
It came out 10 days before 9/11.
10 days before 9/11.
Like,
It's a
that's
bit-
insane.
Yeah, there's a shot that looks like the Twin Towers one.
I said that one to Mac while I was watching it. I was like, oh no.
Well, it's funny because the actual series got censored heavily when it got dubbed on Cartoon Network because it was all coming out around the time of that.
Wow.
So there's...
See, I'm so glad I was in the future and I just bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And watched
Yeah,
it
that's
that way.
fair.
And my discs of the Blu-ray all look like vinyl records. It's sick.
I
Hell yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's super dark, and it's like it's also, but it's weird. It's dark, but also like with Spike, who's firmly like the protagonist of Bebop for me. You see like I think a more soft, kind of more philosophical side to him than you see in like a lot of the episodes. I think because they have the time, like there's time for him to be more than
Yeah, they
just
can
a
really flesh that out.
grouchy existential badass, right? Like, which is like really his archetype, and it's great. But like up until the last like 4 episodes or so of the show, it's just like that's it, and then it gets real dark. Starting here, really, like
Yeah.
it's cool, but yeah, it's a shift for sure, especially watching it after the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so interested to see how these last couple episodes go then.
As soon as we're done recording, you can start watching.
When you watch the
it's
finale,
true.
Lindsay, I need you to text me, or like
Okay,
as
I
soon
will.
as soon as you finish it.
Okay, copy. You'll be the first person.
It's a great finale. It's a great.
I normally
finale.
will just live tweet or live text Mac while I'm watching
Yep.
things.
Oh,
and so
man.
he just gets updates of me just being like, what is this?
The Evangelion ones were my fucking favorite.
Oh my gosh.
So I look forward to that. It's going to be good for the final 4 episodes.
It's going to be
Now-
insane.
This movie has a couple of sub themes, one being Halloween.
hmm
Halloween's a big one. What do you think about the choice to have this center around Halloween as like a core background theme?
I mean, Halloween's the best time of the year, let's be honest. So I'm always here for a Halloween movie, baby. I don't know. It also has, because of the themes of life and death and stuff like that. Like, I guess it kind of fits in with that because Halloween is allegedly when the veil between living and dead is the thinnest. And, that's why people will, make altars for their friends that they've lost and their family that they've lost and things like that. So, I mean, it fits
Oh yeah.
thematically.
There's a lot of talk in this movie of purgatory, which is one of the more interesting things to me. It's one of the this is my 3rd time watching it. First time in a weird, shattered, like subs, but like not subs experience ever. It is cool too. Like it really proves like the visual storytelling is on point. Like I did follow it, even though I had no subtitles and it was all in Japanese the last like hour. But yeah, like there's so much talk of purgatory and being stuck between like one place and another.
Well, they
Like
talk
you're
about
just saying-
opening the door a lot.
Opening the door. Yeah. And Lindsay, you were just saying like, how like Samhain, the veil's thin, right? Like that's the whole Halloween thing. And I mean, like that's again just because I'm so fascinated with Spike Spiegel, and I feel like all the angst of the show, the thing that like really draws me to it, makes it more than just a cool like kung fu show, is like he's so young to me. Like he reads really young, but he's like just so checked out, and he is like stuck between what he wants to do or if he even should give a shit about anything. Like and then the show is like they're kind of stuck the whole time. Like none of their heists really pay off, right? Like they go on they're always eating ramen, right?
Yep.
They're always they never have meats.
No
like, it's just-
protein.
really, like, in a way that, I mean, it's so fun, but like the Bebop crew is kind of like in purgatory until some shit happens in the last 4 episodes, Lindsay. You just wait. And and yeah, so that's kind of like, I don't know. And like Halloween is, I mean, I fucking love Halloween, and it's like, it feels so singular. And so that's kind of the, I don't know. I think that's it's either that or Watanabe just thought it would be cool to have some pumpkins and shit. You know, like
for me, it's like the Moroccan vibes paired with like the Halloween festival stuff is so cool. Because the whole show, the background is very orange hued in a lot of it whenever you're outside because of the way the sun works, the way the stone, everything's made out of. But like, I really, really love like Halloween festivals in other parts of the world.
But the idea of like Halloween, I don't know. I'm just picturing Halloween like on Mars, like what they'd be wearing. And also in this like kind of like Dust Bowl dystopia future that they're in, right? Like,
well, it's all rags.
It's almost like all, very basic.
It was very raggedy, but in a really cool way. Like, I just really like the way the pumpkins are drawn in this too. Like, they just seem a little more like otherworldly at the same time, which is really nice. But we start with not Tank as the intro song.
Nope.
Which caught me because I've actually never seen this movie until I watched it for this podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this was my first time seeing it, which is surprising because normally I watch everything from things I love, but for some reason the movie had just slipped past me. I knew it existed. I just never. It's not
like super easily accessible. I don't think. Like, it's not.
No, it was really hard to find.
Yeah, like I ordered it from Europe on Blu-ray. I think. Like,
oh damn.
Yeah, and it's not like, I know Netflix has the show because they
don't have the
anymore.
Have the movie though.
Don't have the movie, but because they did the live action. Anyways,
Nate has feelings about the live action.
Oh, I do too. But that'll be for something else. Yeah, let's move into the movie itself.
Oh my gosh!
Where we open up with that epic fight scene in the convenience store.
I love it. Some dude with a gross stash was holding it up.
Talking about curry.
They were.
Yeah.
Yep.
What makes the best stew?
Oh man!
I do think it's funny that like ostensibly this takes place on Mars, but like aside from a few establishing shots of like it's just like generic New York City, basically.
Yeah. Like they literally have the 2 towers and stuff in it, and the Brooklyn Bridge, and
this is a bodega.
Stuff.
Like this is a fucking bodega on a corner.
Yeah,
in
100%. It's a bodega. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's like being held up. Jet gives intel that there's like 3 guys or something like that. So Spike goes in being the cool badass he is, listening on his headphones, and then just kicks everybody's butt. And then everything looks good. And then, oh no, there's a 4th guy. And he takes an old lady hostage. And he's like, I don't care. I'm a bounty hunter. I don't care about this woman's life. And she gets so mad at him.
That's my boy. That's Spike.
It.
God dang it, Sonic.
It's so good. But of course, Spike doesn't let the old lady die because he shoots the baddie in the shoulder, and it's all great. And then we go into our intro sequence, which is not seatbelts.
No.
Or no, it is seatbelts, but it's not Tank.
Correct. Yeah, Correct. This is like we get like the intro to the main issue, which is there's a bombing, and it's making people die all over the fucking place.
Yeah, they said it was something like a 3-kilometer radius of people collapsing from the smoke from it. And I was like, good Lord. I don't know why, but like biomedical warfare just scares the shit out of me.
I mean, it should. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I have this really weird, irrational fear of biological warfare.
Wow, nerd.
It's pretty cool. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
Oh man!
I like how that we get like introduced to our main bad guy, and it's just Goth Spike.
Yeah, 100%. He kind of I thought he was inspired by the guy from Old Boy, but Old Boy came out later, so I don't know what the inspiration was, but Vincent just made me think of Old Boy.
I mean, yeah, it's the classic like mirror of our hero.
Which is funny because the previous episode we saw was another mirror of Spike with Cowboy Boy. God, what's his name?
On the white horse.
Yeah. Samurai Bebop or whatever. Jeez, that was like the campy version.
Yeah.
It was fabulous.
I'll put it to you this way. Spike is Sonic and Victor is Shadow, the hedgehog.
Yes. Lindsay does not know what that means.
No, I know
and bad
Sonic.
Hedgehogs.
Yep.
Shadow's like 9 Inch Nails Sonic. There you go.
Yeah.
That is a fabulous way of describing it. 9 Inch Nails Sonic. Oh,
that's a touchstone I know you'll understand.
It is. You are correct. You know me. Yeah, I loved when she was just drawing the mug shut, and they're like, wow, yep, if we are able to catch this guy based off of that, I will pay the bounty personally. Oh man,
For some reason, when I first saw this, I thought Victor was I thought they were bringing back the guy from the very first episode with like the eye drop drugs.
Yeah.
because he looks very similar.
Oh.
Yeah, like as if he somehow survived in space and he's getting his revenge or something on Spike, even though Spike wasn't really his problem.
He was
Yeah.
his own downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's just evil
Nope.
Spike.
Nope, just
Dark
evil
side.
Spike.
Anakin Skywalker Spike.
Yeah, evil Spike and the worst British accented hacker ever.
Oh, yeah. I could do a better British accent than that
And
guy.
the
Holy
voice-
moly.
The voice actor's from South Africa, so you'd think he'd be okay at doing at least a bit of a British accent.
I have
South
no
Africa.
idea. But I was just like, oh, hello, governor. Let's go kill some people. Like, it was bad. It wasn't good. It was a choice. I'm just going to say that. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And in my version, he was just a very fast-talking, creepy-sounding Japanese man. So,
Oh, interesting.
Well, he is a weird dude in the English version too. It's just there's a lot of creepy bad guys in Cowboy Bebop.
They do bad guys really well, which I appreciate. I like a good bad guy. I don't know. They're just more fascinating. Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to
you-
stop saying really generic things that are obvious.
So if you go to patreon.com/animates and sign up for our Patreon, we can help get Lindsay a fucking thesaurus.
How dare you? Listen.
For a monthly donation of $3, we can get Lindsay a better fucking vocabulary. She can speak more eloquently.
No, fuck you. Great.
I
This
do
is
also
gonna
love that,
be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go on about your thesaurus.
I was just gonna
cool
say
verbs do
this
you
is
have
what
for
I'm
us?
gonna be. This is what I'm gonna be roasted by Carly J. Jepsen about now. I said tentacle by accident on the on the podcast a couple weeks ago,
Instead of
Nate, instead of the word technical.
That's like
Yeah.
George W. That's like George W. Bush saying strategic. You're
Oh,
basically
no.
W, Lindsay.
No.
Oh no.
I did get
oh
a
my
kick.
gosh,
We got-
Nate.
So oh, you know what though? If Anime Out of Context has Red Pill Rollins, does that make you Lindsay W. Bush?
I hate this so much.
Thank you, Nate, for a new headcanon for the podcast.
You're welcome. I live to serve.
Wow.
As a Canadian, I got a kick out of CBC News reporting on the explosion.
I did too.
Yes. I was really thrown off by that. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? CBC News.
It's like chemical.
man.
I can't remember what the actual acronym they use is, but it just keeps saying
No.
CBC News next to a bunch of kanji on the top left.
Yeah.
I was like,
And then
great.
Schitt's Creek follows it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and they
back to
just-
Schitt's Creek now.
Certain politicians want to gut that, but they're letting us know about terrorist attacks on Mars, so you can't.
No. But I love that, like, a little bit later, Ed is like, figures out who this might be using like super CSI Miami levels of Zoom technology.
It's like the tattoo, they're able to track like what the tattoo means,
Yeah.
and it's like some sort of Titan military unit,
But-
and they're
but
like, well,
she's like-
clearly it's this one.
And everyone's like, no. And then Ein is like, Mark, it's this one. And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, listen to Ein. He's smarter than
I
all
knows
of
what
you.
he's talking about.
He's literally a
Man.
genius. He knows
I
how to
want more
disable a
Ein.
car. He knows how to play the game they always play, whatever it's fucking called.
Shoji or something?
Yeah.
Shoju? No, not Shoju.
No, not Shoujo. Ein loves
so-
Shoujo.
It's shonen. I don't know.
But like, I was like, no one ever listens to Ein. I'm just
I
glad
know,
they feed
everybody
him properly
should.
now, because the first few episodes in the actual series, they never feed Ein properly. And now he's
Faye's
well
like
fed.
eating his food,
Yeah, lots of ramen. I love it.
slurping noodles.
We got instant sushi. It's a year old, but
Yeah.
Oh, no, it just makes me think of that Dumb Ways to Die, where it's like talking about a gas station sushi. I'm like, yeah, that would be 1 year old sushi.
the dankest sushi I've ever seen was I was in BC on the island in a little town called Coombs. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Coombs.
No.
I don't think I am.
Coombs is a little town that was founded by like hippies and cultists in like the 60s. It's like
Nice.
3 stores. It's pretty far away from any coastlines. And yeah, there's a gas station and there was like orange sushi. It had been like sitting there for so long, the rice had discolored.
Oh, I hate
and you
that.
ate it?
No,
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
here.
Good.
I'm on your podcast right now. So no,
All
I
right.
didn't eat it.
I don't know. You could have been brought back.
Oh. Man,
Oh,
Nate just has
man.
superpowers now. That's his origin story. Nate is now sushi man.
I mean, I'm a dumpster. I can eat anything. I'm watching
Oh,
Survivor
man.
right now, and like, they're like, oh, our water source is contaminated, and like, this guy's like 75 and a military vet just fucking drinks it. He doesn't care. Like,
He's like, you
No.
got to get water somehow.
Survivor is
Man.
also my favorite anime.
Can anything just be an anime? Because then maybe I am a weeb then. I just, like, what do I like? I don't know. The Pit. The Pit's my favorite anime.
There you go.
Yeah.
I really do love, like, because like everyone's kind of doing the way Cowboy Bebop works is everyone goes off on their own usually at the beginning to try and like get their own leads, and like Spike ends up in a Moroccan style market
That was really cool.
looking for beans.
We meet
Yeah.
Rashid.
There's a
I know.
big,
So I was like, look, your protein.
there's a big Coca-Cola sign at one point when he's
Yep.
interrogating the old men at their not Wicca-Cola, it's Coca-Cola.
I guarantee that was a paid placement.
Had to be. Had to
Man.
be. Because they had the Japanese logo next to the English one.
Oh yeah, 100% paid payment.
Which again felt like a call. A lot of this feels like a call out to the very first episode, because this is the last Bebop thing he ever made. So I wonder if that's intentional. Because I remember a scene in the first one where he's interrogating a bunch of old heads, a bunch of unks at a table, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's cool. And they're like, they're like, you look like a cop. He's like, do I look like a cop? They're like, no, actually, more like a fucking. Well, my sub said gangster. I can't remember what the English one says, but
Oh.
Probably something similar.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember, but yeah, it was something similar. And then they just pick up their plastic table and move away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, guess it's time to go.
Now, they like this whole scene of him being like taken along by this dude is so funny because he's like, here, take this vase.
Just a massive fucking vase.
Well, two questions. Why did Spike even keep the vase?
Because it was a gift
Yeah,
and it was important.
I guess I said two questions. That's my only fucking question.
It's because we need to get to the next plot point, Mac. We can't do that if we get rid of the vase, the the whatever, the
You-
spittoon.
Well, what's the next plot point then, Lindsay?
Oh man, the next plot point is we find a little sphere in this vase, and we have to do kind of a little analysis on it. And turns out it's like nano machines in lymphocytes that is not good. It's biological warfare. That's what it is. It's gonna
They're
just
not even like machines. They're made of protein, which is even scarier.
it's insane.
Mhm.
It's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
Don't give people ideas.
Why not, Mackenzie? I think this is a great idea. Oh man. But yeah, no, it's all really bad. And then Spike has to go do recon, which he goes to the biomedical facility where we get our cool broom fight and we get to meet
Oh,
Electra.
So wait, are they okay? I'm so confused. Not because you're explaining this bad. I'm just like, they're nanomachines and they're protein. So they're like,
I think they attach to the protein.
They're not. No,
Oh my
they're
God.
made of protein. They're not made of
protein.
metal.
So they're not machines. Okay, wow.
They're biologically produced machines. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but what I got when I was listening was that they are made of protein and they're not detectable once it's through the system. They process through the system like regular protein. They kill you and then it's just gone.
So
Wow.
once again, an audience that is currently shortly going through 9/11, right? And hearing stories of sarin gas attacks and shit in Iran or whatever, right?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is- I don't know why I missed it. I always thought they were little robots. I didn't realize they're made of protein. That's
Yeah, I thought they were
pretty-
little robots too.
Hold on.
Okay.
Uno momento, por favor. I'm doing the Googles.
Because I was like, how do you make nanomachines out of protein?
we need to know Bebop math.
I know. I was like, I have a BFA. I don't know math and science.
Yeah, I'm a journalist. You can pay me to go look it up, but that's it.
These nanomachines are literally made of protein and are programmed to mimic lymphocytes.
It's fucking insane.
Oh.
That's really smart, crazy. That's like something to be in like Metal Gear Solid or like Mission Impossible. Like, wow.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? No, it was in. Oh no, I'm thinking of Aeon Flux with the like weird little balls that were machines.
Oh
and-
yeah.
Anyways, different.
Yeah, broom fight.
Man, every time I see fights in animated things, I always want to know what the process is for how they technically pull this off. Like, do they have to choreograph it with like stunt people beforehand and then just kind of storyboard off that? Like, how do you even build a fight scene in an animated film?
I
It's
mean,
just so cool.
I imagine you nailed it. I imagine for something like this, they probably filmed two like stunt dudes doing a fight with a broomstick or something, and then they do their best to add because like this wasn't mocapped or anything, right? Like I know that like in Star Wars, the Clone Wars, they mocapped a lot of the lightsaber fights, but that's like a CGI thing,
Yeah.
right? Like but it looks. You're right. Like it looks very. I mean, that's why I like the fights in Bebop more than something like Dragon Ball Z or whatever. Like it looks like really good kung fu choreography, right?
And they don't rely heavily on crazy like camera angles and stuff to kind of fill in what they don't want to flesh out, I guess.
And it's not too fast. Like you can follow what's happening, right?
Yeah, like it's like an actual fight where like when you block with your fist, there's like a moment where you're like you push them off and then you like move into your next thing, which is it's not just like a lot of anime it's like and it's like guys chill out.
Yeah, it's also a great fight because they're like kind of flirting. Fighting, like, which again is why I was so pissed they changed that line in the sub I was watching because it's one of my top 3 Spike Spiegel lines ever, right?
Yep.
Oh man,
I love a woman who can kick my ass.
Because I agree, I do. That's me as well, like for sure.
Yeah,
you folks heard it here.
Step on me with a broom.
Boy, do I have some anime goth mommies you'll be interested in.
Hell yeah!
Oh my gosh,
hell yeah! Yeah, it's a great scene. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like I could watch an hour of that. Like it was just so well done.
Well,
but of course,
now if it was
forever.
people doing it, Lindsay, would you find it as interesting, or is the fact it's animated kind of make it cooler?
Ooh, good question.
Just because like there's a lot of like Bruce Lee
question.
movies that have similar sequences, but it's
I've actually I don't think I've ever watched a Bruce Lee film. Like I think they've always been on lists of people have made for me to watch, and I've just never gotten around to watching a Bruce Lee film. I've seen Jackie Chan films, but I don't think
similar vibe.
Spike is based off of Bruce Lee with a little bit of Jackie Chan in there for the goofy side of it.
Yeah.
I just
maybe I don't know. I've seen Brandon Lee films.
Sure.
I love that like after they do their recon, they get back. And having been fully briefed by Ed on like all of this stuff about like the lymphocytes and whatnot, Jet decides to pretend that he's the one that's like found all this information. And he's like, yeah, so like these are normal lymphocytes and these are the lymphocytes from this. And this is happening. You stimulate to this. And he's just like acting it's his shit. And I'm like, you little bastard, you're taking away Ed's stuff.
Jet was kind of not really in this movie. He was like out of the 4 of them, I would say he was in this the least. Like,
I would say that. We almost get more of Ed, actually.
Yeah, which I was kind of okay with.
He's cooking, probably. He does have a really cool... I love the scene. It's coming up, but the scene where he talks to his old colleague in the car, right? Reminds me a lot of... I don't know if you've seen Porco Rosso, the Miyazaki. It reminds me of when Porco's talking like one of his old things, and Porco drops the coldest line where he's like, better a pig than a fascist.
Yeah, I love that line. So good.
But like, I don't know, the framing of it and everything, and even what they're saying it's very similar to me.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of references in all of Cowboy Bebop to so many films and so many movies that it's like, you can't even pick up on all of them half the time.
Yeah,
like
you can tell this is a movie full of like love letters to the different references that the director loves or is inspired by.
Oh yeah, like there's references to High Noon. There's references to, God, what was it? The Tom Sawyer film, the 2000 film. There's they reference Captain Crunch in this for some reason.
What?
There's some like Lahame, like that French art house film. There's some shots that remind me of that.
Yep.
The final like space battle is pure Star Wars. Like it's fucking super cool.
Yeah. It's like because like we move on to like story wise, we move on to like Ed because they're like Faye's trying to find her fucking hat and Ed, of course, has taken this hat.
And oh my gosh. And then they go on a fabulous adventure.
We get Lindsay's favorite thing about Cowboy Bebop is Ed Ein adventures.
I mean, hell yeah. Absolutely.
I just want a show of just that. Or like after like a post-credits like short of just them going on some sort of adventure and doing chaos. That's what I want.
But like Ed's one of those characters that is built for anime. Like how do you bring that character to life?
Exactly.
I was like, if they kept doing the show, they should have animated Ed. Like Ed should have been like a CGI character. Like, I don't even like. And the fact that they made a poor, probably very talented young actor try and pull off Ed, even for like a minute on screen. It's just like because it's just it plays into such over the top, like that character you see in every anime, like just the most over the top cartoon. Yep. It's all cartoons, but like the most cartoonish of characters.
It's hard to pull off in live action,
big time.
Yeah.
And
Ed
they
wouldn't really translate well.
No. But Ed finds the hacker, dude.
Yep. And then tells Faye, so Faye has to go. And
after our topless Faye scene, of course. We can't forget the topless Faye shower scene.
Oh, right. She's in the shower.
Nate, I didn't.
I did not. Forget that.
Oh,
there's a reason I've watched this 3 times, Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, we've learned that I just black out at things when they're I don't even know. But yeah, no, I totally forgot that she was in the shower. I don't know. But yeah, so Faye has to go. The only boob scene I remembered was the really creepy one later on with Vincent. And I was like, ugh. Faye goes to the location to find Vincent, and Vincent is killing our dude with the bad British accent because there can only be one. Oh, man. Yeah.
Wait. Which dude with the bad? Was it Vincent that has the bad British accent?
No,
in the dub?
No.
The hacker. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oops. What does Vincent sound like in the dub?
So it's hard to explain. He kind of sounds like dark and dreamy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like moody boy.
Yeah.
Sure. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
But like
he sounds like Trent Reznor.
Yeah. This is where shit gets like real dark real fast. Because like he's like licking the blood off of his hands, and then he sexually assaults Faye as she's dying because she breathes in the fucking nanobots.
And he's like, here, let me bleed on you. Then you will be vaccinated.
Like, yeah.
Anime's so cool.
Like, it's so gross. He's like, oh, you're gonna possibly die? Great. Let me fill you with my blood and then kiss you as you're slowly possibly dying. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is some villain shit. You definitely hate him after that.
Yeah.
It's gross. I don't know. Yep. I didn't like it. I liked the shower scene more than that. I don't know.
What? That's so weird, Nate. I don't understand why.
I'm a man of simple tastes, you know?
Look, man, if you want some hotties in anime, I got some shows for you.
Yeah. And consensual, you know? That was not a consensual kiss.
No.
Not a fan of that.
No. You know what else I'm not a fan of at all? Which brings us to basically our next fucking scene is, why is the train hanging from the fucking roof on those train lines? That stresses me the fuck out. That stresses me the fuck out. I want to be on the floor. Style? I want to have something below me.
They make roller coasters like that, and they're really cool.
Nope. I don't do roller coasters.
Man, the mullet whipping back and forth as you were objecting to that was so good. I'm pretty sure they have these trains at Disneyland to take you from like the parking lot to the park.
Don't care. Not going to get on.
They have a floor. That. They definitely have a floor.
This train scene is really unique for a couple reasons. First off,
people die.
Why does Vincent have the ability to fucking Indiana Jones Spike's heart? Because he like claws into his fucking chest till the point he's bleeding.
I wonder, I think that's like an Eastern technique, because I don't know if this is the best point of reference, but in the movie Ninja Assassin, they do something similar. And it's like apparently the most like painful move you can do.
I guess if depending on where you're doing it, you could be grabbing between the ribs and twisting the ribs around the heart.
Well, and also your solar plexus, where all your nerves for your like digestive system, and then there's your heart and a bunch of like other fun organs that don't like being touched.
That's fair. Now, this is another fight scene. Here's a fun fact about the train scene. Every other scene and fight scene in this was choreographed and done on like storyboarding. For the train scene, the animators were not given storyboards and were told to have fun.
Oh,
ooh,
cool.
I love when people do that for artists.
They totally fucking do. You can tell.
They absolutely did.
The scene on the train is a little more fluid and a little more loosey-goosey than other stuff. And you can really see that they kind of just were like, oh, okay, I'm in charge of scene A, I'm in charge of scene B. And it kind of swaps up a little bit on the fight stuff that's going on.
This is also like an all-time ass kicking for Spike. He gets the shit kicked out of him. Like he gets shot, right?
This is the first time he gets shot where it actually goes through him.
Yeah, it's fucking gnarly, man. I love it. You love to see it.
Yeah.
I love a girl that can kick my ass.
Oh yeah, because Electra's on the train too.
Electra's watching it. She's just watching it go down.
She's taking notes on what she's going to do to you later.
Yeah. But no, it's like an all-time. Yeah, the animators clearly had fun. Just like, let's just kick the shit out of this grumpy fucking like mopey bounty hunter guy. And like him holding him off the train is like really iconic to me. Like it's always stuck out to me as a visual from this entire shindig, this entire film.
Oh yeah. All of my notes are in capitals. Like caps lock was on for all of the notes during this scene because I was just yelling the whole entire time because it's insane. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was great. I did. And it's funny that you say that the animes were given free reign over it because while I was watching it, I did think it did feel quite different from other fights we've seen in the show. So it's good to know. I love when people just give artists free range.
The stakes feel a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in real life, you don't always have control over what's coming next.
It's not as like fun, right? Like the broom fight is fun.
Yeah.
This is just like, ooh.
Oh, you're like, oh no. Oh, he's getting his ass handed
This
to
is
him.
Spike, who spent the last 22 episodes being like, well, I guess I'll just die then, is actually getting his ass kicked to the point
He's getting
where
thrown out of a window.
he's beaten up lots before. We've seen him wrapped in bandages multiple
so many times.
But this is his first like actual dark ass kicking.
Yeah, this is when we're like, oh, this isn't fun. I'm really genuinely worried.
Yeah.
But then you remember there's still 4 episodes after this, so he's obviously still going to live.
Well, I mean, of course. I haven't told Lindsay if Ein lives or dies yet. I've been holding that over her head.
Ein is Spike Spiegel's father, actually.
I knew it.
That's why he's so smart. They put his dad's brain inside the dog.
Yep.
That's some weird Black Mirror shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Again, at the end of this scene, by the way, after the bomb blows up, and it like, because like fucking, of course he kicks his ass and he goes to like fight fucking Elektra and the bomb blows up because he's blowing shit up all the fucking time. The train is hanging. It doesn't just like derail and go off onto the sidewalk or some shit. It's fucking hanging. Fuck this monorail
over
bullshit.
a body of water.
Yeah.
I can't swim well.
Are y'all into Mission Impossible at all?
Yeah.
No.
I understand a bit of that.
The second last Mission Impossible film had it's really sick. The whole like semi-climactic action sequence is a train hanging off a cliff and Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, like climbing it as it's fucking collapsing behind him, like vertically. And it's practical because he's insane. That's a crazy human who wants to die on screen. So
Yep.
That will be how he dies.
and that's why I like the movies, because it's a win-win for me, because if he lives, it's entertaining, and if he dies, fuck him. He's a Scientologist. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the new one, Nate?
Yeah. It is almost 3 hours long.
Good Lord.
And an hour of that did not need to be there. Like, it kind of sucks the first hour. And I like these movies, but then it's dope. Then it's like, it gets really good after
My parents
an hour.
went and saw them, and they were like, it was kind of insulting to our intelligence. And I was like, oh no.
Well, the first
like the whole
hour is
submarine part.
Well, the submarine part was pretty like intense, like when I saw it, like in theaters. But like it was insulting to me because the first hour is a recap of like all the films, like in montages and shit. It's really boring, lame, whatever. But anyways, yeah, this reminded me of that because I just ran through all those films last year.
Nice. But yeah, what's up next, Lindsay?
I don't know. He gets recovered by Laughing Bull. We get Laughing Bull back. I love Laughing Bull. He's great.
Hell yeah.
We get a twin tower shot, which we already talked about. Super awkward. Elektra gets suspended from duty. I'm reading off of Point Form, and you're not going to enjoy that. I'm sorry. And then so the next kind of thing is Ed
give me your badge and gun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next part is Ed looking into Cheerius medical shipping logs, and there's something about macadamia nuts. I don't know. This is
the McDonald's scene. That's what at this point, okay, we're now in the territory of I had no subs. So now I'm watching Bebop as a motion comic, basically, with no dialogue.
It's a silent film.
What I can remember from having seen it before, but like, yeah. It's very pretty.
Yeah,
it is a very pretty film.
I also like that Ed has her own hacking program she built. It's like all underwater with like fish and stuff.
There's like octopuses like eating things. I love it. I love Ed.
Ed is too pure for this show.
Yep.
Too pure.
And this is where like Faye, we learn, is living because he also gave her blood and like whatnot. And
yeah, and it's all just really creepy.
It kind of goes off the rails here a little bit. I think like this kind of leg of the film, from Spike falling off the train to the sick fucking spaceship fight, it's a bit of a lull for me. Like even when I've watched it with dubs.
Yeah,
it's still cool.
There's
but
a
it's
good
just like
half an hour of just kind of like dipping down in the.
They're like, you gotta get through all of like the admin stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, it's fine, but like definitely could have been like cut. Like it's definitely where like, did it need to be almost 2 hours long? Don't know, right? But
no, a lot of the complaints were that the length of it, because the next part, it's literally like, oh, there's this. We get some backstory on how he was like Vincent was a test subject, because all of the baddies in this fucking show have to be test subjects. That is mandatory. Everyone's a test subject.
Subjects on Titan, I guess.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, but we might have a cure. And then Big Pharma, because of course they would, is like, fuck a cure. We just want to kill Vincent. We don't want any of this to get out. Fuck you guys. We'll murder you. And then we'll
send to the military.
Yeah. Then we get Spike flirting in prison with Elektra because she gets caught from her employers. And like, oh, she's so hot.
But not before she gives her blood sample to get a vaccine made.
Well, that's what gets her caught. Is they're like, how the fuck are you? Yeah, because they're like, how the fuck do you have these like antibodies in your fucking body? But also, she's so hot that Spike is spilling his entire emotional past, and he's not done this for any other person in the show.
Yeah, he's like, I've never said this out loud before. And I was like, wow, who would have thought that expressing your emotions in a safe place is good for you?
It's kind of more for the viewers, I think, than for Elektra.
Oh, for sure.
Watching this after the show, it's like, it gives some, not that there's no context, but you just get all, it illustrates everything that happens at the end of the show like a lot more. And they got good chemistry. I think in another universe, they would have really loved doing laundry and taxes with each other. But
I agree.
Instead,
I love that reference.
That's all we really want.
Spike and Elektra, they're steamy. There's some steam there.
Yeah,
for sure.
They have good chemistry.
Because they're both nonchalant, but they're also super feisty.
Yeah, they kind of match each other's freak.
Look, I guarantee there's a fan fiction for this.
There absolutely is.
Let's look. Is there Rule 34? Let's check it out.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not going to do that right now.
Hold on, I'm doing it.
I'm on my work computer.
Oh yeah, don't do it on your work computer.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, send it to me.
Right.
Oh,
I got
good
my
Lord.
night. There's my plans for tonight.
Yeah, right before bed. It's your bedtime story.
Oh man, but yeah, that's kind of like the lull of this movie is just a lot of that scenes, and again, very pretty scenes. But then they're finally like, oh, we've made a cure. Ed has synthesized,
and we've been able to manufacture so much of it,
and
that there's just like buckets of it.
Everyone goes off on their own way. Where it's like Spike goes out to find Vincent. Faye goes to the weather station to try and be like,
make it rain
with this stuff in here. And then fucking Jet.
Oh my gosh. The antique fighter planes or whatever, the crop dusting planes. Oh, now, so good.
Lindsay, I've been waiting for you to pick up on something for 22 fucking episodes.
Listen, we know how bad I am at picking stuff up. We saw this with Sekimitsu Darling last year.
Yes, but Lindsay, do you know the three old men that are like at the planes? That are like being little shit disturbers. Do you notice them at all?
Nope.
They're the same three old men from episode 1 that moved their little table.
Okay.
They're the three old men that we see in 8 episodes in this series.
All right. Wait for this. Are you shitting me? I watched the show. Wow. Holy shit. I've always been like, that's a cool reference to those guys. No, it's the same fucking dudes. Of course it is. Every time.
They're known as the three old men who travel the solar system together, and they always just happen to be in the worst place at the worst time, which is wherever the Bebop crew happens to be.
These dudes are like intergalactic Statler and Waldorf, is what you're saying?
Their names are...
Oh my gosh.
Their names are Antonio, Carlos, and Joim.
Awesome.
And they are in 8 episodes, technically 7, but there's a reference that looks identical to them in the episode in the jazz club, and they look identical, so everyone just says 8. But yeah, they are in 8 whole episodes, and I've been waiting for Lindsay to be like, hey, those guys look familiar. And because we don't see them again after this, I gotta bring it up fucking now.
Nope, I would have never clocked it. And I don't feel bad because Nate didn't clock it either.
No. This is great. I feel like I'm at a party and Max just cornering me with these fun facts. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In the best way.
Yeah, man, the next time you watch the show again, you're going to see him in like, oh God, what's some of the, because they are in Asteroid Blues, Honky Tonk Woman, Heavy Metal Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, Mushroom Samba, Cowboy Funk, The Movie, and Black Dog Serenade.
I remember them from Heavy Metal Queen. That's the one with the trucker lady, right? Heavy
Yeah.
Metal Queen. Yeah, I remember that in the first one, and then this. So that's crazy.
Yeah, they're in
the more you know.
All of so much of the stuff. They're always smoking and drinking beer. That's always what they're doing is smoking and drinking beer.
Living the dream.
I love it. Yeah, it's fabulous. Oh man. All right, well, should we
Just
move
guys
into the
being
final?
dudes in space.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, we move into our final crazy starting scene where we just get a cut between car chases, dog fights in space, and the general airspace.
They do such good dog fights in this show.
How do you not like Cowboy Bebop? It's got literally fucking everything. Everything.
And
it doesn't feel crammed into it.
Titties,
it all feels
kung
very
fu,
natural.
Space fights, like car fights, jazz.
Nate knows
like
what's
jazz.
Up. Dogs.
Yeah. I'm like, if you don't like this show, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, no offense.
Literally what's
wrong with your brain?
We make fun of our audience all the time. It's fine.
Yeah. This scene is just like pure, especially because like, yeah, I grew up really into like fucking Firefly and Star Wars and shit. Like this is just crack for me. Like I just love it. It's and it's shot like the camera movements during the like the dog fights is just so cool in this movie.
Animated camera movements are wild to me. Like CGI, it's easy. You just move the camera in the 3D space, whatever. Animated camera movements are just like, and I know they do utilize a bit of CGI across Cowboy Bebop. That's fine. But like, God, it's so fucking good. And like when you zoom through like the spinning ships and the rockets all coming through it. Ugh.
Yeah, and the band's cooking. Your brain's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because the one thing at least they did was that they put in the jazz when the jazz fucking mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was perfect.
Yeah, it's tasteful. This is like it's one of my favorite hits of seatbelts, I think, ever. Because like Tank, obviously, one of the first fist fights in the first episode has a great Tank sting.
Yep.
Like when Spike's got his hands in his pocket, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, I could go on.
Man.
We get to our big final scene of Spike versus Vincent.
Jeez.
And
Spike
Vincent
has a lot of spit in this one.
There's so much spit. And also, Vincent gets shot through like multiple parts of his body and just keeps fucking going.
It's about as anime as some of these fights get. Like it's and also like the color grading here is just so like muddy. I think intentionally so. Like,
yes.
It's really like murky and kind of creepy and not fun. It's another fight that's not very fun, you know?
No. It's like both people are getting their fucking asses handed to themselves in this dark, murky. Vincent is talking about life and death and how he's gonna Spike's like, you're not gonna like set off this like bomb, and he's like, yeah, I will. Like there's not even a question in his mind. He's just like, yes.
And then Spike's like, okay, do it. And I'm like, what is happening?
Again, Spike is super suicidal. We know this.
There's a really interesting interplay here because like Spike is really nihilistic to a point. Like I don't know, there's always like a point in the show where that little bit of relatability and that like tiny bit of optimism like peels in. Vincent is like none of that. Vincent's fully like, if
World
Spike
of shit.
Spike straight up didn't give. I mean, like Vincent's whole backstory is he got like tortured to the point of losing his mind, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he doesn't know who
experimented
he is.
on. Yeah, so like it's that nihilism taken to another degree, and you see it kind of freak Spike out a little bit, even though it's very similar to some of the shit he says through the show. It's very interesting.
Well, it's different when it comes from someone you know. Like it's like you're just making jokes like, oh, haha, I guess I'll go die, and you're like, ha ha ha. But when a friend is like, haha, I guess I'll go die, you're like, shut the fuck up. I love you. Don't you fucking talk like that.
Yeah, as someone currently in therapy, I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
Right? I've never been in that before, ever.
But like,
yeah, I mean, it's just easier to see, I don't know, that in other people than yourself. And yeah, the whole, every time Spike gets like a glance of it, it freaks him out.
Yeah.
But he still wants to like adhere. It's like he's playing a role.
I love when they're fighting and he sets the bomb off, all of these pumpkins are exploding because he hit all of the the virus in these like massive pumpkins. And no one's thinking anything bad about it. No one's running. They're just exploding. And they're like,
they all
oh,
think
wow.
it's a spectacle of the parade. And you're like, no.
You know what it reminded me of? I thought it was a reference to? Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh.
Tim Burton's what?
And Shinrikyo. Wow. Shinrikyo? Is that what you just said? Holy shit.
What did you say?
Shinrikyo, the cultist like gassed train stations and shit in Japan in the 80s and 90s. Which honestly, like, probably, now that I think about it, this was probably a reference to. Like, there's no way.
It may have been.
There was actually the logic is there.
There was actually, if for a fun little Neon Genesis Evangelion fact, there was supposed to be a different direction the show was going, and there was supposed to be an episode that was very close to something like Shinrikyo, and then it happened, and the studio was like, we can't put out this episode. It actually caused a huge change in how the story was being written because they had to redo a whole bunch of stuff they had done. So it kind of changed the direction of Evangelion too. Fun fact.
That's crazy. Well, I was going to say Tim Burton's Batman, okay?
Yeah, I can see that.
Shinrikyo.
That makes a lot more
Lindsay.
sense. I'm sorry.
When he's like hip thrusting the prince and shit, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, our minds went, this is a clear illustration of where our minds go. This is great.
But it is still basically a gas attack, so it makes sense to kind of why you'd think that. We're just poking fun at you, Lindsay. Don't worry. We know you're not a terrorist sympathizer.
No, I think that's actually extremely, especially given that this is a Japanese film. Like, holy shit.
Thank you. We're all having fun.
Yeah, I should know. We're not laughing at the actual attack here. We're
No,
laughing at
that was
Lindsay's
horrifying.
miscommunication.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
Anyways,
let's talk about a shootout.
Yeah, it's the ending of this is a little. Here's the thing. It's a kind of a cop-out ending because he all of a sudden
it was
comes
very short.
to, and Vincent's like, "Oh, Elektra, you're the one I loved, and now I'm seeing things clearly now that I've been shot. And it's like,
There's butterflies all around me.
it's like, bruh, I hate cop-outs. Like, go die evil. Like, just fucking die evil.
Just commit. We don't
Yeah.
need a resolution or, any sort of.
Feels like a studio note or something.
Yeah. That you're
Probably
right.
wasn't, but like it has the feel of one, right? It's like, give him a little moment. He's too much of a bastard, right? Like,
Well, yeah. Well, it's even like, do you remember the movie Promising Young Woman?
Oh yeah.
The ending of that was supposed to, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, it was supposed to just end with her dying. But the studio was like, we need to have like her win. And the writer was like, well, women don't really win. So she had to like tack on that ending because the studio wanted it.
Yeah, and I remember not liking that. I remember that being, it is not nearly as bittersweet as it could have been.
Stop being afraid to kill your characters.
People can handle it.
Or like have a bleak ending, right? Like it's...
Yeah. Like I play Magic the Gathering. Many, many years ago, for the first time, they did a mass killing of a bunch of characters and people like popular characters. And it was such a surprise. But as much as people were mad, they were like, holy shit, like they actually did it. And it's like more things need to understand that characters don't pull a fucking like Game of Thrones and kill everybody, but like kill off some damn
Have some
characters.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, I read a lot. One of my favorite book series is The Expanse. The Expanse kills some characters in some spectacular ways.
Hell yeah.
It's just, you hate reading it, but also you're like, that was so fitting. That was so good. Yeah.
Man.
My big question here for this movie for you two is plot wise or character development wise and consequence wise, is there any at all for the story? Like, did any of the characters gain anything from this? And does the story or the world actually get affected by any of this at all? Because there's very little consequence in the end, because everyone's fine in the end.
I was gonna say, I don't think in terms of the world there's any consequence, because everybody's just going on with their lives. They just think it's raining, there's nothing really, they didn't know how close they came to very brutal death.
That sequence is beautiful visually.
Yes.
The rain at the very end.
Very beautiful.
I mean, it's interesting. You got to think about it either in the context of like it chronologically within the show, knowing what happens in the last 4 episodes, or the larger like meta of it being the last bit of Cowboy Bebop that we're ever going to get, really. Like short of a miracle, but I hope they don't revisit it. I don't want a revival of Cowboy Bebop.
That's fair.
Well, have you watched
we already
Lazarus?
getting that. Yeah, I was just going to say, we got it. We got Lazarus. So
Fun fact, Lazarus wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be closer to something way goofier, but the studio was like, no, we want Cowboy Bebop again.
Well, studio was kind of right, because I'm loving it. So
I've heard, I haven't started it yet. I gotta finish Gundam G-Quack before I get into
Quack
that.
One.
I ran into a friend of mine playing, he's a musician, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and he was just randomly, he's like, you like Cowboy Bebop, right? I was like, yeah, buddy, hell yeah. And he was like, watch Lazarus. I was like, say no more, fam. I'm there.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, but it's, I think when I think of it as like the 5th last episode of the show.
Yeah.
Not really. It just slots in. It's another like adventure, right?
Yeah.
As a fan watching it, it's like if you watch it after the show, it's the last bit of Bebop. Like as someone in 2001 would have watched it, I do think it illustrates more of Spike and a bit more like the other side of his like existentialism and nihilism, and you see kind of like the extreme of it, and kind of makes it more tragic, right? Like you see another side of him that could have that's just like not present in a lot of the show.
Yeah.
Right. And also you get like a one last sort of adventure with the crew. Right.
Yeah.
Like I think it's very specific that he's placed it not after the show's ending. He placed it like right in the midst of all the wacky adventures.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So yeah, because like within the show, like it's a lot of that to a point. It's a lot of like crazy shit happens and it ends, and then they're just on the ship broke eating noodles again. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they land it here. There's a really, really cute moment between Jet and Faye at the very end. Like on the ship, like on the bridge.
I don't remember it. I know I just watched this like an hour ago. More than that, but what was the cute moment between?
Well, I don't know what they say, because again, my dubs were completely fucked at this point. But Jet says something, and then Faye looks back and kind of like smiles at him, and it's like, oh, cool. They're like kind of a crew, which doesn't really happen. They usually hate each other.
Yes.
This whole crew is just usually at each other.
Usually hate each other.
It's like a weird family where you're like, nah, fuck off. And then, but then there's like that moment of tenderness.
Well, here's the next big question then. If you had to rate this movie out of 10, what would you rate it?
Oh, man.
So this is how much I love Cowboy Bebop. This is mid to maybe lower tier Bebop for me, and I still would give it like 7 or 8 out of 10. Like I still really like it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of it spins its wheels a little bit, and like you said, it's kind of inconsequential in the end. but the highs are so high. You learn a lot about Spike. It has some of the most iconic Bebop lines ever, and it's fucking beautifully made. Like, it's just, I think it's really entertaining. Just maybe could have used a bit of a quicker edit, a little bit more of a trim, right?
Yeah.
But they're having fun. And again, it was their last kick of the can, and I love that. Like, I just love that it's been done. I know there's a manga and stuff, but like, this was it. This was a nice like note to end it all on, right?
What about you, Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I think this is definitely like a B plus A- for me. So I don't know, somewhere between like 7.5 and 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say 7.53 because it's too long.
It's too long.
Yeah,
it's too long.
I agree.
Again, like the whole 20-ish minutes between Spike almost dying and ship fights happening, it's like, okay, it's a lot of like investigating and sitting in prison. And,
Now, what do you think on Mal? This is rated out of 10.
Well, I pulled a U and accidentally saw it earlier, so I know what the
so
Mal score
Nate,
is.
on the anime review website, My Anime List, what do you think this is rated out of 10?
Like by the community.
Oh, I didn't even know this was a site. I'd say 7. 7.
No, people love this one. It is ranked 8.38.
So I was guessing that because like Rotten Tomatoes has that like 60%, which is fucking stupid.
So that's Rotten Tomatoes is weird. So Rotten Tomatoes like score based on the tomato meter, which is by like reviewers, is 68.
Whether they kind of liked it or not, or whatever,
the
right?
Popcorn meter, which is fans, is 90%. And even IMDb, I think, was like a 8 point something out of 10. Yeah,
it was decently high.
I'll be honest, I don't think a lot of, at least in 2001, I don't think a lot of, especially American film critics, take anime seriously, or like they struggle to, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
well,
exactly.
Even our next episode is the first ever like feature length full color animated film for Japan, and it was a part of a collection of 3 films that were brought over to America in like the late 1950s, and America was like, no, and they just hated them all. And they're not bad films. I think it was just like combined with like World War and America.
Well, and there's a perception. Like my father-in-law straight up will not watch anything animated at all, regardless of how amazing it is or whatever, right? He's a big jazz guy, so I was like, you should watch that Soul movie, that Pixar movie, right?
Yeah.
Will not watch it because he had 3 daughters and he watched so much goddamn Disney and shit growing up, right? So while they were growing up. So he's just written it off. Even though I'm like, I have the whole like, it's a medium, it's not a genre, dad. Like, come on, right? But he's like, nope, anime. And I think a lot of people have that mindset. It's changed a lot, which is cool. And yeah, like anime is a lot more prevalent. And I don't know, like when it was first introduced here, like I know that for me, anime was wild. Like especially stuff like Akira, like the poster, you're like, oh, it's like violent. It's like weird, like it's not.
There's a lot of fucking trauma in that one.
Yeah, it's not like watching Spider-Man on YTV, right? Like it's, which is because Japan has leaped that hurdle. Animation is just a medium for them, right? But I do think here in the West, there's still a bit of and I think at this release now, it review way higher with critics. I think critics are a lot more open-minded about it now, but especially like with, fucking Enter the Spider-Verse or whatever now. Like,
I was going to say Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, any final words on Cowboy Bebop
before the coolest shit ever. Please watch. I'm gonna watch all of it again. Like kind of going through some shit right now in life. I'm not gonna go to bed tonight. I'm not gonna think about my life. I'm gonna watch Cowboy Bebop from top to bottom. And thanks for having me. This is such a great excuse to rant about literally one of my favorite things ever, which I just never thought. If you showed me the poster for it when I was like a teenager, I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. Some fucking, I don't know. Is it Goku? Who is that? Right? Like, I don't care.
Oh man.
And it's just like, I don't know, the show resonates with me like so much. I really, really love it.
Hell yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
Well, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, and like where can people find you if they want to see more of your cool stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you said, I'm in a band called Brain Bent. So I think on Instagram that's just We Are Brain Bent, but if you Google it, we're on Spotify and Bandcamp and all this shit. Get our music on Bandcamp. Don't go on Spotify. Please give us like $1 for each song. It's great. We get nothing from Spotify. Spotify fucking robs you.
Agreed.
It's cool. If you like Devo, it's a lot like Devo. That's kind of what we sound like. And
they're really cool.
Yeah, and I'm a freelance writer and journalist as well. I write articles, features, play scripts, etc. That's www.nathaniles.com. So check that out.
Yeah, we'll include this in the episode description or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yep, that'll all be there.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Hell yeah. And if you want access to more retro anime content, we've got over 100 episodes and over 100 series now from the 50s to the early 2000s.
Not yet.
Not
50s
yet.
is coming out next week.
And if you want more of that, make sure to follow us on your favorite podcasting platforms and on social media. We've also got a YouTube channel where we post the occasional fully edited fun little video. Usually it's me embarrassing the crap out of Lindsay.
Yeah.
And if you want to support the show and get access to even more content, a bunch of bonus episodes and the like, you go to patreon.com/animates and sign up for free or paid if you really want to show that love. And you get access to our Discord as well. And one of the other bonuses you get is we like to read your name out on the podcast because you can customize that and make fun of us as you please. But starting with our supporting characters, we've got Heise Holmes, Greenbeam Supreme, Kamichu, and Aladoris. And then moving on to our retro cuties, we've got Dutho. Carly J. Jepson says trans rights and suggests the moon on a rainy night to anyone needing a new Yuri manga this Pride Month.
Ooh, checking it out.
We also got Butler Rat is going to meet up with his friends. Oh my God. Meeting up with a few friends for the first time. It just happens to be streamer buddies. So that's pretty cool. Hell yeah.
Woo.
And of course, friend of the show, a deep, sexy voice says relax. And then we've got our Chibi champions with Take Me Down to Academy City where the future is now and Misaka's are pretty, sings Misaka, not quite on key. And our final Chibi champion and one of our longest running, I think, patrons, we've got Swamp Wizard. Yeah.
Swamp Wizard, come onto our Discord.
Yeah, patreon.com/animates, and we will catch you this Tuesday episode that Lindsay is hosting, and then in 2 weeks for our final Cowboy Bebop episode, and then we will be taking a bit of a break from our Thursday episodes while we get prepped for our next long form series. So yeah, make sure to check out Brain Bent and send them all the love. Follow them everywhere. Listen to their music daily. Set it as your morning ringtone on your alarm.
Here's what you do. Put our songs on Spotify and repeat, put the volume down, and then go to bed. Just let it run.
Ooh.
Let it run all fucking night.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to
All
start
night.
doing that.
We'll get like $20s of dollars, you know? It'll be great.
Dozens of dollars.
Hell
This is actually
yeah.
this is actually cool timing. We're about to open for a band from Japan in
Yeah.
5 days. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So that's going to be pretty
gonna be
sweet.
so
If you want to
cool.
hear about that, check out the pre-banter on our Patreon, because I want to talk about that shortly after we're done here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what pretty banter? The one where I guess real or fake Yaoi and Yuri?
No, I didn't prep. I wasn't going to make Nate guess what animes were real gay anime or not.
Yeah, Nate, turns out I'm really good at knowing which is real and which is fake for gay anime, but not lesbian anime.
You know what? I've known you for about 6 years now. That doesn't surprise me at all. At all.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Ciao, ciao. See you next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.